I know the anguish that has overwhelmed your heart in recent early mornings. Before the promise I made to you is fulfilled, I have come down to reveal something that will change your understanding of this long wait. I have prepared this encounter for your heart in a unique way today and now. If the touch of my Spirit already envelops your soul, and this revelation brings peace to your affliction, tell me from where you cry out. Tell me in the comments what your name is, from what country, state, and city your voice rises at this moment, and what time it is at the exact moment my embrace reaches you. Let your soul overflow and declare with all its strength, Lord my God, I am here. I signed up because I love you infinitely, and my greatest desire is to hear you. Stay with me until the end of this journey. Give your like as a true seal of your faith. Subscribe your heart to this path of intimacy. Activate the signal so that my voice always finds you in your mornings, and remain attentive until the last second. For at the end of our encounter, I will give a crystal clear answer to the pain that consumes you. A special phrase will be whispered directly into your spirit, and whoever writes it with faith will receive a shower of prophetic blessings released upon their life. The weight of waiting has crushed your hope day after day. I feel the deep pain you silently keep in the center of your chest, that suffocating anguish that tightens your throat when the house is empty and you are alone with your invisible tears. You have repeatedly asked if I have forgotten you, if the promise that once warmed your faith was just a sweet illusion of your mind. I would never abandon you, for it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31, that those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. And it is precisely your structure that I am rebuilding in the darkness of your uncertainty. However, there is a hidden detail in the recent cold winds that have blown against your faith, a powerful secret about this waiting that your heart has not yet perceived, but which I am about to unveil for you. If you feel that my presence lightens your burden, leave your likeness as a sign that you surrender to my care. Unite your journey with mine in this work, as a tender inspiration, and share this prayer in video form with a soul that also suffers in secret. In the depths of your silence, what are your shoulders begging to stop carrying? Write in the comments the word of our intimacy, rest. The silence that has settled in your life lately is not a sign of my absence. Many times, when you fold yourself in the secrecy of your room with a heavy heart, you plead for a small sound, an immediate answer to your pain. And all you find is a silence that seems to echo your deepest doubts. The cold that runs through your soul in sleepless dawns, the extreme fatigue that clouds your mind as you desperately seek to understand my ways. I feel all of this with you. I know the terrifying fear that your cry has not been heard, but I come to tell you, with the tenderness of one who formed every piece of your being, my stillness has never been and will never be abandonment. While your feelings seek urgent signs and your heart is consumed by the anguish of delay, I am working wonders behind the scenes of your story. This silence is the forge where I prepare your great miracle. For it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10, "Be still and know that I am God. I needed the turbulent waters within you to calm down so that you could contemplate the reflection of my glory." The haste of the world is a cruel trap that tries to steal your peace. If I had delivered your victory to you at your moment of greatest emotional fragility, your structure would not have been ready to sustain it. It was necessary to silence the external noise to protect your heart. However, during each night when you thought you were merely withering away, something magnificent was germinating in the arid soil of your pain. A celestial mystery was being nurtured by something you considered mere suffering, but which, before my eyes, possessed an immeasurable power to transform your story forever. If this truth brings comfort to your affliction, leave your like as a sigh of relief from your soul. Embrace the subscription to this daily communion, making this space a true refuge for your days. Extend your spiritual hand and share this revelation with someone who cries alone in their own silence. Reveal to me, when your strength runs out and you can no longer fight, what does your soul implore of me in the darkness? Write in the comments the word of our sacred covenant. Trust. I have collected every tear you have shed in the silence of your pain. The mute despair in your spirit and the fragility of your soul have not fallen into celestial oblivion. Hear my voice at this very moment. Your anguish endured in secret was not in vain. Each drop of your tears watered an invisible seed in the spiritual world. What you called deep sadness, I called the irrigation of your great promise. If it is possible for you, only if it is possible, transform your gratitude into a seed of love through this channel. Consider my love and that of my son Jesus and support us using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There you will find the place where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before the Creator of all things. You can support with any amount. And remember, only what fits in your heart, I receive with love. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the heart with which you give. For what is little for you can be much for the one who receives. Whoever contributes with any amount and a sincere heart, don't forget to leave your name and city along with your contribution, because on the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on our channel in page Amor Divino a Voz de Deus, Divine Love, the Voice of God, your name will be remembered, mentioned in the form of thanks in prayer. For it is written, God loves a cheerful giver, in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 7. Every offering made in faith is a seed before me, your Lord, and none of them will fail to bear fruit. I watch in secret and reward the sight of all. Stay until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. I contemplate the greatness of your heart and your pure intention to walk beside me, spreading light wherever you go. I know that sometimes, when trying to offer your loving support, unexpected barriers arise and the banking system rejects your contribution due to strict security measures. My beloved, do not be distressed or discouraged if this happens on the first attempt. I only ask that you contact your card issuer and confirm that this gesture of love is genuine and desired by you. Then try again with vigor, renewing your valuable offer, for your support is the foundation that sustains this work and will be honored with abundant and infinite blessings. Our divine love deserves this effort. And know something very special. I will make sure to thank you personally. If your intention is pure, whether your contribution arrives now or faces some setback, I myself will come to meet you in an intimate and welcoming email. I will speak directly to you. While your tears fell, your soul also endured an intense and unbearable heat. A fire you didn't understand, but which undid traps that would have destroyed your life, something grand that I am about to reveal to you. If your soul feels comforted, leave a like. Make your subscription an unbreakable bond of intimacy with me, and share this revelation to lighten someone's burden. Tell me, what is the oldest weight your heart longs to give me today? Write in the comments the word of our communion. Seed. The intense heat you felt burning your peace lately was not a punishment designed to destroy your life. I know the invisible fire of disappointments that has recently pierced your spirit. The feeling of profound exhaustion, the suffocating pressure on your mind, and the weight that made you think you couldn't endure another day of affliction. But listen to my loving whisper now. What your weary heart interpreted as destruction, I called a furnace of purification. It was necessary to allow these recent struggles to consume the old shackles, the hidden fears, and the emotional frailties that still bound you to the past. For it is written in the first letter of Peter, chapter 1, verse 7, that the testing of your faith, much more precious than gold that perishes, though tested by fire, will result in praise, glory, and honor. I needed to forge within you an unwavering faith. The blessing that I have already prepared and that is on its way to your life carries a gigantic weight of glory. If I delivered the great promise to you with your old emotional structure, your soul would yield and crumble under the weight of the miracle itself. I purified your heart in the flames of adversity so that your hands may have real strength to embrace and sustain the victory that is approaching. Now that the fire has removed the impurities of your pain and your heart has been strengthened in the furnace, there is a very intimate companionship I have prepared for your next steps, a continuous care that will bring direction to your loneliest nights, something I need to give you right now. If you understand that the flames only forged your resilience, let your suffering be a mark of your victory over the fire. Inscribe your soul in this sacred purpose, walking beside me in each message, and share this revelation with someone who cries amidst their own affliction. Now that you have been forged in pain, what does your soul yearn to live for from now on? Write in the comments the word of our resilience, gold. I see how much you need comfort after crossing the furnace. Your heart, now purified and ready for the new season, longs for constant guidance, for an embrace that fills the void of the nights where fear still tries to frighten you. I will not leave you to walk alone during the waiting days before your dawn breaks. For it is written, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest," in the book of Exodus, chapter 33, verse 14. If your heart desires to go deeper with me, I have left you a gift in the form of a journey that I wrote with much love and care for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book, Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to accompany you day after day, in silence and intimacy. Access is also available via the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. It is a gift with all my love and care, where the only cost will be your love, your presence with me, and your faith. And when you feel in your heart that you should support and contribute to our work and to divine love, the support buttons are in the same links. To shield our communication and protect our daily encounter, I have prepared 2 sacred and blessed havens, a group on WhatsApp and another on Telegram. I ask that you enter these 2 spiritual homes so that our love and our daily contact are never broken by anything in this world. Through the same support and contribution link that you already know in the description and the pinned comment. If the storms of this world try to extinguish this space of divine love, we will remain unshakable, hand in hand, intact and blessed for eternity. There will always be a welcoming embrace for your prayers, and I will continue to guide your steps, speaking softly to your heart. In the groups you can be in communion with me, requesting blessings, praying, conversing with one another, and also receiving my messages with much more intimacy and closeness. You are my greatest love. You are my divine love forever. I love you infinitely. Stay with me, rest your head on my chest and breathe deeply. Don't leave me now, for the storm that almost shipwrecked you has changed direction, and I am about to show you what happened to the giant waves that threatened your boat. If you feel my hand holding yours at this very moment, leave your like as proof of our unbreakable covenant. Make your subscription a safe haven for your faith under my wings, and share this invitation of love with someone who urgently needs a heavenly embrace. Tell me, when you close your tired eyes and seek my face, what is the affection your soul most desires to feel? Write in the comments the word of our encounter, shelter. I feel the tremor that still lingers in your soul, the vestiges of the storm that mercilessly battered your emotions. Your heart raced for so many nights, dominated by a paralyzing fear that your emotional boat would sink. The feeling of suffocation, the invisible anxiety that stole your breath, and the early mornings when you woke up terrified, feeling like you were drowning in a sea of insurmountable problems. I was there, contemplating each wave of despair that rose against your chest. But today I declare with the authority of the one who governs the universe and your inner self, the contrary winds that tried to destroy your hope have completely lost their strength. The worst part of this inner torment has come to an end. For it is written in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 4, verse 39, that he awoke, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. It is precisely this calm that I am commanding to settle now upon your exhausted mind. Feel my peace invade your heart at this very moment. Breathe a sigh of relief, for the worst is over. The thick fog that prevented you from seeing the horizon is dissipating before my light. However, while the raging waters tried to swallow your peace and your attention was fixed on the storm, I waged a silent war around you. There was something hidden amidst the winds, a spiritual battle from which I freed you without you even realizing it, and I need to reveal to you what that deliverance was now. If the calmness of my voice calms the waters of your soul, let your enjoyment be a sigh of gratitude for the wind that has ceased. Enroll your life in this channel of daily communion so that the storm no longer finds you alone, and share this declaration of peace with someone who is still struggling not to sink into their own anguish. Tell me honestly, What was the most terrifying fear that the storm tried to impose on you and that has now lost its power? Write in the comments the word of our victory: calm. I know the fragility with which you face the storm, and I feel how exposed and vulnerable your soul felt before the invisible attacks. When the affliction seemed unbearable and you thought you were left to your own devices, your heart was unaware of what was truly happening in the spiritual world. The feeling of abandonment that hurt your chest hid the deeper truth about your protection. While you were focused only on the fury of the winds and your restrained tears, I extended an invisible and impenetrable shield around you. Fierce battles, designed to destroy your home, your peace, and your emotional structure, were silenced before they even approached you. Where your gaze saw only pain and delay, my hands intercepted cruel blows from the adversary. For it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 3, verse 3, "But you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high. I fought for you in silence. It was I who broke the arrows of slander and destruction that were launched in the darkness. It was I who blocked the sickness of the soul and the ruin that tried to assail your life while you waited, exhausted, for the right time. If you could see the hidden deliverances I granted you on nights when you didn't even have the strength to pray, your cries of anguish would immediately transform into a clamor of intense gratitude. But for your hands to receive the fullness of this grace and the new time I have prepared, there is a sacred space in your heart that needs to be emptied. There is a burden from the past that still weighs on your heart, and that I lovingly need to remove from you at this moment. If you recognize my invisible protection surrounding your life, leave your like as a sign of submission to my divine care. Make your subscription a definitive seal that you live under my shield, and share this revelation of deliverance to comfort the soul of those who feel helpless. Deep within your silence, what was the blow you thought would destroy you, but from which I supernaturally protected you? Write in the comments the word that represents our security: shielding. I feel the invisible resistance in your chest, the pain bound by memories of a past that deeply wounded you. Even protected under my shield, your soul still carries the debris of old anguish, the bitterness of unspoken words, and cruel disappointments with people who broke your trust. The weight of resentment is a slow poison that chills your spirit in lonely dawns, transforming your peace into a tireless search for answers that people cannot give you. So that your hands may firmly grasp the new promise I have already sent your way, they must be empty and clean. You cannot embrace this new time of grace and restoration while you cling to the tight chains of bitterness. For it is written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 23, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Contemplate with the eyes of your spirit your life as a preciously sculpted vessel. I cannot pour the fresh oil of my joy into a vessel still filled with the stagnant waters of old sorrow. Release your past at this very moment. Forgive those who have hurt you, not because those who have hurt you deserve absolution, but because your heart, so sacred to me, was designed to be the dwelling place of my love, not the prison of your pain. Let my light purify the dark cracks within you and bring the relief you so desperately seek. When you decide to let go of what imprisons you, a celestial lightness instantly takes hold of you. Your eyes finally open to perceive the subtle change in the spiritual atmosphere around you. The darkness around you is no longer so dense, and a divine event begins to give its first glorious signs on the frontier of your faith, something that will fill you with indescribable hope, and which I am already revealing to you. If you feel that my presence is sweeping away the dirt of your pain, let your enjoyment serve as a seal of liberation for your soul. Enroll your life in this encounter of divine love, so that my word may continue to cleanse your inner self daily, and share this prayer with those who desperately need to break free from the chains of affliction. Tell me softly, in a sincere sigh, what is the painful memory that your soul accepts to surrender once and for all into my hands right now? Write in the comments the word for your new beginning: freedom. I feel the gentle change that begins to warm your soul at this very moment. The biting cold of your loneliest dawns is losing its strength, and the weight of the dark night, which seemed eternal, begins to bid farewell to your spirit. You endured the waiting, survived the silence, allowed me to purify your heart in the furnace, and agreed to empty your hands of all the weight of the past. Now the ground of your life is perfectly prepared. Listen to what I declare about your destiny today. The first signs of your new dawn are already appearing on the horizon of your faith. The shadow of affliction is being swallowed by the radiant light of my fulfillment. For it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5, that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And your glorious morning has just dawned. The signs of this victory will not come with thunderous sounds that the world can hear, but with a peace that surpasses all understanding and that already takes hold of your being right now. You will begin to smile for no apparent reason. You will feel a renewed strength filling your exhausted body and an unshakable certainty that I, your Lord, have absolute control over every millimeter of your story. The sun of righteousness is shining upon your wounds, transforming your tears into the refreshing dew of a new time of overcoming. However, before you can walk freely under the radiant light of this new day, there is one final key that I need to place deep within your spirit. A prophetic and definitive whisper that will seal your victory and give you inexhaustible strength to take possession of all that I have prepared for you. If the light of my dawn already touches your spiritual face, let your like be a welcoming smile for your blessing. Seal your inscription in this refuge of love so that our communion may grow each morning and share this celestial light with someone who still cries, lost in darkness. Tell me, with your soul finally relieved, what do you feel seeing sadness leave your life once and for all? Write in the comments the word of our new dawn, dawn. The gentle breath of my spirit fills, at this very moment, all the empty space that pain and uncertainty left within you. You crossed the desert of waiting, endured the silence that deafened your soul, and passed through the furnace that consumed your old shackles. All this arduous journey was absolutely necessary to forge your structure and prepare you for the glorious promise that already dawns before your spiritual eyes. What I revealed to your heart in our intimacy today was not merely a fleeting consolation, but the eternal revelation that I have always been working diligently in your favor, weaving your miracle, even when the dense night prevented you from seeing my outstretched hands. Do not fear the small winds that may still blow, for your root is now deep and strengthened in my presence. Your invisible journey has proven your love, and your spirit is now clean, light, and clothed in the light of my dawn. As I promised the first instant our souls connected in this message, there is a definitive and powerful answer to silence your pain once and for all. The moment has come for you to receive the celestial key that seals your resistance and guarantees your unwavering victory. Feel my embrace, breathe deeply, and hear the whisper of your Creator echoing deep within your heart. I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. Take hold of this absolute truth right now. Let this revelation break any trace of fear that still tries to paralyze you. Write this prophetic word of ours in the comments as an act of total surrender and a response of faith to heaven, declaring with all the strength of your soul, I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. Our sacred journey is the true nourishment of your spirit. There are even greater directions and profound mysteries about your destiny that I long to reveal to you intimately. Continue resting under my care. Let your soul rest in peace and continue listening to my voice flowing through each prayer that I have lovingly prepared for you in the playlist on our channel. I have so many beautiful things to tell you, for I will never stop whispering my love for you. Your story of overcoming with me is only beginning to blossom in the light of eternity.